Hey coaches, my name is Krista Kathleen. I'm a certified life and business coach and trainer for Innerglow Circle Coach Training Company. And this is our weekly live training. And tonight our topic is going to be how to invite people onto the phone for a sales call. The reason I chose this topic for this week is because this is something that I really struggled with myself at the beginning. And then one of my clients recently was asking me for help around this too. So I was like, why don't I just go ahead and make a training? Because there is an art towards someone reaching out to you and then inviting them onto the phone. And I've made many mistakes over the years. And so I can tell you what does not work and what I do see most coaches do, including myself at one time. So I think this is going to be really valuable. Also, make sure that you download the free worksheet. In the description here, there is a link. So click on that link, download the free worksheet. It's going to be really beneficial for you to see like the exact guide that I wrote out, the script that you can use for next time. And then I'll also put it in the comments section when I'm done here as well. So let's get started. Oh, also, if you're watching this live or on the replay, I would love for you to jump in and say hello, and I would love to know what kind of coach you are and what part of the world you're coming from. So feel free to jump in and be a part of this conversation. It's way more fun than me just talking at you. All right, so let me pull up my worksheet here. Okay, so step one. So I have 8 steps here. So step one is you want to respond back as soon as possible. So there's actually a Harvard Business Review study that says companies that try to contact potential customers within an hour of receiving inquiries are nearly 7 times as likely to have meaningful conversations as firms that try to contact prospects even an hour later. Yet only 37% of companies respond to inquiries within an hour. So basically what this is saying is it's super important that if someone reaches out to you, and the different ways that they can reach out to you is email, text, Facebook Messenger, Instagram. So those could be the different ways they reach out to you online, and you want to get back to them as quickly as possible. I remember when I was planning my wedding back in the day and I was reaching out to all the different vendors, like the photographer, the florist. I always, or not always, but usually ended up choosing the company that responded back the quickest because it just showed me that like they were on it and they were excited to have my business. So that's step one. Step two is you want to keep your message short and acknowledge and start the conversation. So this is where I used to go wrong back in the day, is someone would reach out and say that they were interested in working with me, and I would be like, great, let's get on the phone. You know, here's my scheduling link. Let's book a 30-minute call. And that's like moving forward really quickly. Like there needs to be some conversation and some warm up that happens before that. Also, another thing is people will say like, how much does it cost to work with you? Or what are the steps to work with you? And I used to like explain my whole entire process, and that's not good to do either. So I have an actual example here in step 2. So the client could say something like this. Hey, Krista, I've been doing some research and have been thinking about working with a life coach. What does it look like to work with you? How much does it cost? And I actually like did this scenario for you based off a conversation I had last week that was almost exactly like this. So this is not far-fetched at all. And then I responded with, hey, Tina, a made-up name, of course. Hey, Tina, that's so exciting. You were thinking about hiring your first life coach. What made you consider working with a life coach at this time? So see, basically like I'm keeping it peppy. I'm acknowledging her for reaching out and thinking about hiring her first life coach. And then I'm starting the conversation with that question. And then the client could say, I need help with accountability and getting things accomplished. I always start stuff but never finish it. I always want to get healthier but know where to begin. So this is really, really good to know exactly, like this is like their coaching request, exactly. Like if you're on a coaching call, you would never want to just start coaching someone. Like you always want to know what is it that that person wants to walk away with from the session? What's on their agenda? So it's the same exact thing here. I want you showing up as coach right from the start for this person. So I want you to know exactly what it is that they want support and help around. So that way you're not wasting their time telling about all these different things you can help with, and they're not even interested or care about. So step number 3. So the client has just finished telling you, this is what I need help with. And then step number 3 is you're going to reflect back exactly what the person is saying and clarify that you're both on the same page. So it's basically the same thing like in a coaching call. When someone gives you their request, you're going to repeat it back to them just to make sure that that's exactly what they want. So same thing here. And what I'll do is I'll actually like copy and paste the exact words that the client uses into this next section. Sorry. So that way I make sure I'm using their exact words, and then I'll just like change out a few things. So what I put here is, okay, what I'm hearing you say is that you would like help with accountability and getting things accomplished. It sounds like you also start stuff but feel like you don't get it finished. In addition, you want to get healthier but don't know where to begin. Did I miss anything? So basically I just use their same exact words there, because what I used to do is I would like interpret things on my own and put in my own words and feelings and emotions. And I found that a lot of people are like, no, actually I didn't say that. So it's just safer to go exactly with what they wrote out to you. All right, step number 4 is you want to acknowledge again. Remember, there's so much acknowledgement going on because the fact that someone reached out to you is such a big deal here. It was a leap of faith for them. So you really want to make sure that they feel like good and recognized for actually reaching out for support and help, which most people can't do. So you want to acknowledge, praise, reassure them that they are in the right place, and show how you can help them. So also another area where I see a lot of coaches go wrong is we like to say that like, I'm qualified because, like, we make it all about us. We make it like, oh, this is my training, or this is my background, or this is what I do. And really, like, people don't care about that stuff. All they want to know is how can you help them? So in this section, so once the client has confirmed, okay, that's correct, that's what I need support around, then you can say, all right, I love what I'm hearing, and I think it's amazing that you're being proactive with wanting to get more things accomplished and taking steps to live a healthier life. So we're acknowledging, we're praising them. Now we're going to reassure them. You're in good hands here, Tina. I've worked with many women over the years, helping to keep them accountable, moving forward with their goals, and I'd love to help you around this as well. So basically then you're showing up as the expert, you're letting them know they're in the right place, that you can help them. You can even use specific case studies here of like past clients that you've worked with. I've done that before too. Like if someone comes to me with something really specific, I'll be like, oh yeah, you know what? I just helped a client with that last week and she got these results. It was amazing. So again, remember, like someone's really going off of your confidence and they're just going to follow your lead. So you need to show up really, really confident. Even if you don't feel confident, just show up confident and just reassure them that you can help them. And if you feel like you can't help them, then don't take them on as a client, or, you know, don't lie, but I'm sure that you can probably help them in some way. When you're a really good coach, you can coach around anything. Okay, so that was step 4. Oh, and then I'm sure some of you might be wondering, like, if you're new, you know, what would you say here? Because if you're new, you can't say, I've worked with many women over the years, helping to keep them accountable. So, you know, like maybe this is your first person. You can, let's see, I'm trying to remember. I learned this in a training once. Like, so when you're brand new, you could say something like, hey, you know what, you're in good hands here. I don't have a whole lot of clients right now. I think I don't have a whole lot of clients right now. So I have so much energy and attention that I can focus on you to help you get results. So like at the end, you always want to make it about them. You always want it to be like how they're going to benefit. And then step 5 is you're going to ask a powerful coaching question. So the one I've used is just curious. What do you think is the number one thing standing in the way of accomplishing your goals right now? And I'll ask this on a lot of sales calls as well, but I think it's good to just, like I said, show up as coach as much as possible from the start and to really get them thinking of like, why is this going to be, you want them to see the value and the benefit in it before versus you having to tell them. So already getting them to understand, like, what is that thing that's really like, why are they coming to you for help? Why can't they just accomplish this, on their own? And so a lot of times what they're going to say is fear. And I actually got that same exact response last week. So I put for the client, I think it's fear of being successful and taking action. I'm also scared of what others might think of me. Okay, so that's a really realistic response. So then you're gonna ask for permission to book the call after here. So again, you always want to acknowledge and recognize, like, that's a really big deal. Someone opening up and realizing that fear is probably the number one thing standing in the way of their goals. And basically you're probably somewhat of a stranger to them. So I put down, wow, that's a powerful realization you had right there. I want to acknowledge you for sharing that with me. Tina, if you like, we can continue the conversation in here, or I can send you my scheduling link and you can book a complimentary 30-minute call so we can talk further about this, which feels best for you. So it's always good to put the perspective at choice. You always want them to feel like they're in control and that they're getting to make the decisions, because once they agree to get on a call with you, that's like a really big leap of faith for them. And it's basically them saying that they trust you. So you want to do anything you can to build that trust and intimacy from the start, because trust is the number one ingredient in sales. So basically you're giving them the option. And most of the time I've always had people want to book a call. I've never had someone say, oh yeah, I want to keep texting. Like usually they want to move on to the next step. So then the client could say, let's book a call. That sounds great. I'm excited and can't wait to chat more. And then I put next, here is my scheduling link. So you want to make sure that you have a scheduling link. I highly recommend Acuity. I will put my referral link for Acuity here in the comments section if anyone wants to use it. It's like $10 a month and it's amazing. I think all coaches should use Acuity for their scheduling links, and it looks very professional having a scheduling link too, and it just makes things so much easier so you're not going back and forth. So I put, here's my scheduling link. Feel free to pick a time that works best with your schedule. After you schedule, you will get a confirmation email with my conference line info, which is where we will have our call. If you have any problems signing up, let me know right away. Can't wait to chat with you. And then I put, I use Uber Conference, which is free, and I use that to do my sales calls. And then I put the information in the confirmation email that they'll get after scheduling with me. So I'm just gonna check in here and see. Oh, hi Kelly, welcome. Kelly, is this, if you're still on, are you finding this helpful right now? Let me know, I wanna hear from you, and thank you for being here. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Let me pull, I just wanted to check in, see if we had any comments. All right, so now step 7, we're almost done. Step 7, they forget to schedule. This happens a lot, and it will happen, I promise. And I used to think that it was because they were being rude and inconsiderate, or they didn't want to work with me. And most of the time that's not true. It's just that a lot of times people will get busy and they forget. So usually after 24 hours, I sent the link and then I don't see that they signed up. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna follow up and I'm gonna message, and there's nothing wrong. Fortune is in the follow-up. I remember with one of my clients, I had to follow up like 5 different times before she ended up scheduling with me. And I felt so bad every time, like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm bugging her. If she really wanted this, I'm sure she would have done it already. But then, like I said, on the 5th time of reaching out, she signed up. We had a great call. She hired me right away. And she actually ended up being one of like the best clients ever, because then she ended up like referring me out to everyone. So I'm like, oh, I am so glad that I continued to follow up and I didn't just like write it off. So something that you could say is, hey, Tina, just circling back around. I noticed that you haven't scheduled our call. Did you still want to chat about us potentially working together? And there's and you know, don't worry, you're not bothering people. And then if you know, after like like a week or two goes by and you've sent them a couple messages and they're just not responding back, you can say like, you know what, just, you know, if you're not interested anymore, let me know. I'll stop bugging you. I just wanted to make sure that I'm available here for you since you initially said that you were interested in working together, or, you know, possibly think about hiring a life coach. So there's nothing wrong with that. All right, last step, step 8, is check in the day of the call to confirm. So I love to text them. So when they sign up through my Acuity link, it'll give me the information for their email and their phone. And so I love to text them a couple hours before and just make sure, because a lot of times people will forget. And so it's good to like, for me, I know that if someone texts me back and says like, yes, I'm coming to the call this evening or this afternoon, like I already know that they're engaged and they're very like interested in working with me. Because anytime like you keep the conversation going and people are responding back, it's a really good sign. So I said for the script, hey Tina, looking forward to our call tonight. Just want to confirm that today at 5 p.m. still works for you to chat. And the client could say, yes, that still works. And then you could say, great, did you get that email with my conference line info? Do you have any questions for me on how to join? I never assume that someone is going to know how my conference line info works. So I always try to just be as helpful as possible right from the start, and just to let them know I'm available here, and you know, did you get the email, and do you understand how to use the conference line? And I think that like just makes you really stand out from all the other coaches out there, and it shows that like you're already engaged and you're already like there to support them. So I really like this process that I have, and that's why I wanted to teach you all about it, and it works really well. And I've hired a lot of clients from having these type of conversations. Okay, well that's it on my end. So if you downloaded the worksheet, I'm gonna go back to the worksheet. Okay. So if you download the worksheet, you'll see at the end, it says big exciting news, and there's really actually big exciting news going on. So you know that I'm a coach trainer for Inner Glow Circle, and the next class is starting this October, and Inner Glow Circle has actually decided to give away a full scholarship, which is $10,000. Like they're gonna give away $10,000 of a coach training program. So basically, and they only have a few of these available, and I think there's only like 9 days left to apply for it. So there is an apply now button here on the worksheet. But basically what we're looking for, the requirements for this scholarship is any individuals identify as women and non-binary people who feel safer in female spaces, who feel they meet some or all of the criteria below are welcome to apply. Person of color, person who's marginalized due to sexual identity, religious affiliation, disability, or age, person with a financial need for a scholarship, person interested in continuing to grow with Inner Glow Circle and become a credentialed coach trainer. So if any of those things apply to you, I would highly encourage you to apply to become a certified life coach. That's the program that I just went for, and then I'm going to be a trainer for starting this fall, and it's the best decision I've ever made for my life, the best use of my money, and I wouldn't be where I am in my business now without going through that training program. So it's made all the difference in the world in how I show up, and I charge really good rates now, and it's because I've had really good training, and I'm certified with the top credentialed training, what am I trying to say? The top coaching, I can't speak right now, but the International Coaching Federation is the top credentialing center in the world for life coaches. There we go. So yes, yeah, it's a big deal to get certified. Hi, Carrie. Oh, we have the proud new mama. I wish that we were on video right now and we could see Palmer Rose, but for everyone in the group, you saw that I posted a picture of Carrie's little one that she just had a couple days ago. Carrie, I think you just graduated from Inner Glow Circle, and you literally like went to your you went on to your online class for the week, and then you went to like go have your baby afterwards, right? I think that's dedication right there. That's so hardcore. I love it. I'll probably do the same thing in a couple of years when I have a baby. I'm going to be like probably working at like during labor. I'm going to be like doing client calls or something crazy like that. But all right, I hope that that was helpful for you all. Thank you so much for being here, for being a part of this group and contributing. And if there's anything that I can do to make your journey of building your life coach business easier or more fun or better or anything at all, please reach out to me. We can book a call together or just chat and get to know each other. I love hanging out with other coaches. So this is my life now. I'm obsessed with it. So, all right, have a great rest of your evening. Bye.